Hey, Grandma and Dad. I've got something to tell you.
Why don't you come home and tell us in person?
Well, actually, it's kind of urgent. I wanted to tell you that I found myself a place to live. I'm going to be moving out next week.
Jessica, are you really moving out?
Yeah. Thank you so much for raising me and supporting me till now. Now that I'm a full-grown adult, I'm going to try to become independent and make it on my own.
Then who would be cooking the food around here? You were taking care of the food, the laundry, and everything else. Who do you think will be doing these chores now? You expect your old grandma to do it all by herself.
Grandma, if it's too much for you, you can ask Dad to help you. And if it's still too much, you can ask Jonathan to help you too. Do you think I am the only one in the family who can do the housework?
I knew this would happen. That's why I always said, if a girl thinks she's just a little bit grown up, she will try and bite the hand that feeds her the moment she gets the chance. Why would you want to live alone anyway? Do you want to be some kind of whore? I can see it already. Exactly how you will turn out if you go out to live alone by yourself.
Grandma! It's not like that. Can't you be more discerning with your words, please? I'm also a human being with feelings. It's not like I'm made of stone or something.
Jessica, how dare you talk to your grandmother in that tone? OMG, you guys are blowing up my phone. Could you stop? If you're gonna fight, then just come home and do it for Christ's sake.
Oh, my darling boy. We're so sorry. We were sending a few too many text messages, weren't we? Look what you did now. You made Jonathan angry. You've done quite enough already. Can't you see?
She's right, Jessica. Come home first and then we can talk. Honey, I'm so proud of you for being so strong, going through all the fertility treatments and everything after we got married. I'm starting to feel like we finally found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
I know. It really feels like a dream come true. I didn't think it was really possible to actually get pregnant. It's like receiving the most precious gift from the universe.
Our parents will be thrilled to hear the news. Don't you think that you should tell your family too?
I'm not so sure. I don't know if they would be as happy to hear about the news. Would they even congratulate us? I mean, you remember our wedding too, right?
Of course I do. Your grandmother and your brother didn't even come. Just your father all alone by himself. And the rest of your family mostly didn't come either.
I think my relatives probably didn't come because they didn't know about it. Grandma probably told my dad not to tell them. And he did exactly as she told him to because, to him, my grandma's words are like the law. While on the other hand, for my brother's wedding, the venue was brimming with guests from our side of the family. That's why even though I'm finally pregnant, I don't feel like I have any real family members to tell it to.
Sweetie, what do you mean? Don't forget that you have me. I'm your family too, right?
Yeah, you're right. If you and your parents are happy with the news, then I'm good with that. What more could I ask for?
Now that our baby is coming, let's try and live the happiest that we possibly can. I will do my absolute best to make both of us 100 times, no, 1,000 times happier than now.
All right, love. I'm counting on you to keep your promise then.
Of course, sweetheart. You can trust me.
Yes. Let's be ridiculously happy together. The happiness that I never got to receive from my own family. I'll provide to you and our baby 100 times over.
Yes, me too. I promise. Now come home quickly. I'm cooking up something really nice for when you get back.
I can't wait. I'm getting on the bus now. I'll be home soon.
How come you didn't tell us that you were pregnant?
If I told you, would you have even cared? I just thought that you would find out in time naturally, so I didn't bother to tell you.
Still disrespectful as always, I see. You really take after your mother with that nasty attitude.
Don't you dare talk about my mother! You should know better than to talk ill of people who have passed away. If anyone's disrespectful, it's you.
What would you even know? It's my fault for trying to talk some sense into you. Anyway, The baby. Is it a boy or a girl?
Why do you want to know? You never had the slightest bit of interest in me.
Is it so wrong for a grandmother to want to know the sex of her great-grandchild? Tell me at once. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Really? Is it really a boy? Did you make absolutely sure of it?
Yes, I could see it clearly in the ultrasound. Why do you care so much?
Oh, thank the heavens! Praise the Lord! I knew that my prayers would be answered. I thought that our Walton family line would be finished, but thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Grandma, what are you talking about? My baby won't be a Walton. He'll be a Davis.
No. What are you blabbering about? He's a Walton, not Davis.
No, Grandma. Maybe you're not very aware because you didn't even show up to the wedding, but my husband's last name is Davis. I changed my name after my wedding. It's not Walton anymore. Why would my baby's last name be different from mine?
Well, why didn't you check with me before putting his name on the birth certificate? I would have never allowed him to have a different name. We'll have to change his name back to Walton. I can't have the family name die with you. Or even better, let Jonathan adopt him so he can take the Walton name.
Grandma, you can't be serious right now.
Are you drunk or something? Why would I ever let Jonathan adopt my baby? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Please just stop. I told you, I'm very serious about keeping our honorable family name alive. Jonathan can't have children of his own because his wife is infertile. Are you going to make such a big issue out of helping out your own brother's family? I have a great idea. We can have Jonathan legally adopt him, but then you can be the one who raises him. It's a win-win. What's the problem with that?
What's the problem?
What you're saying is so outrageous that I can't believe it. What century do you think we're living in?
Times have changed, Grandma, and yet you've not changed one bit.
No matter what, we're moving forward and having that baby be a part of Jonathan's family. And how dare you take that tone with me, you dumb wench?
Grandma! I'm not the same weak Jessica from before that used to do everything you told me to. There's no way that this is going to play out as you planned. This is insane!
Honey, where are you? Things are pretty chaotic right now.
What? Why? What happened?
Your grandmother and brother are here. They turned the house upside down demanding to know where you are. They're shouting and making a huge scene. All the neighbors are standing outside staring at us.
What? How did they even know where we live?
Doesn't your dad know our address? I'm guessing he told them.
Oh my god, they're being so insane! I'm so sorry. I'll get there as soon as I can. I just finished work. I'm sprinting to my car right now. Just hang on for a little while longer. Don't you have anything to say to me?
Say what? Oh, you mean how we turned your house upside down? Well, that's what you get for not listening to Grandma sooner. Don't you know better than anyone how scary she can be when she gets angry?
Wow, look who's all grown up now, little brother. Well, I guess it's no surprise given how Grandma and Dad spoiled you all your life. It's no wonder you turned out the way that you did. Tell me, do you treat your wife that way too?
My marriage is none of your business. Anyway, I kept asking you for something and you're not even acknowledging it. Do you have money or not?
Money? No. Even if I did, I don't have any to give to you. And who the hell destroys someone's house asking for money all of a sudden after not contacting them for so long? I doubt you'll apologize, but don't you think what you did is a little over the line?
Give me the money I want and maybe I'll think about saying sorry. It's time for me to start my business. I'll need about $50K, so hurry up and fork it over.
You think that I would have $50,000 just lying around? And you are asking for it like I owe you or something?
Sis, I really don't think you should be talking to me that way. When Grandpa dies, all his inheritance money goes to me. Grandma and Dad already agreed. If you want to receive even any breadcrumbs of that money, don't you think you should be a bit nicer to me starting from now?
Grandpa's inheritance? No thanks. I'm not interested. And instead of wanting him to get better quickly, you're already thinking about the inheritance you will get after he dies?
Oh, please. Save the nice girl act, pretending like you're not interested in money. It disgusts me. Anyway, you're lending me the $50,000, right? You agree?
Nope. Never. I am never lending you that money in a million years.
You're going to regret saying that. Oh yeah, I heard that you were pregnant and that I'll be adopting the kid. Grandma's looking into everything already.
Get that thought out of your head right now. It's the most insane thing I've ever heard, and it's absolutely not happening. I'm on the verge of going crazy from all the stress you're giving me right now, so please stop messaging me. If you send me even one more message, I'm going to come over there and give you a taste of your own medicine and turn the house inside out.
Jessica, I know you've been through a lot with the pregnancy. I just wanted to say I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. I didn't expect you to say that to me.
Can't a father acknowledge his daughter's hardship for once? All without your mother. You've done well, Jessica.
Well, it wasn't easy, but I pulled through thanks to my husband being there by my side.
Both of you worked so hard, I know. Well, Jessica, actually, I wanted to tell you something.
What do you want to say to me? Please don't say anything stupid. I literally just gave birth and I can't deal with anything stressful. I really don't want to be stressed. At least not today. Or ever, to be honest.
Jessica, can you please just let your grandmother have her way one last time? We will only be adopting the baby just so he has the Walton last name. It's not like you won't be able to see him. You'll still be raising him yourself.
I knew it. Even you, Dad? You really think that what you're asking me right now makes any sense? Try to put yourself in my shoes. Wouldn't you be pissed off too? Don't you understand my situation? I can't even believe I have to explain myself.
Well, of course, I feel bad about the whole situation too. But if you do what Grandma asks, it will all work out well for everyone involved.
I was wondering why you were pretending to care about me. You've made yourself very clear. I don't think it's even worth me responding to, and frankly, I don't want to talk to you anymore. If you mention it one more time, I won't just be putting up with it quietly any longer.
Sweetheart, are you resting well? How are you feeling? Good.
Yeah, I'm fine. Did you hear from my family by any chance?
Well, your father contacted me to ask about the location of the hospital, but I didn't tell him. I didn't want to see you suffer, and I knew that there would be screaming involved in the end.
Thanks, Sam. And I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing for me.
But, sweetie, someone who said they were an inheritance lawyer came to see me. They want you to call at this number.
Inheritance lawyer? But why? I don't have anything to do with any inheritance. Are you sure they were looking for me? And not my brother?
Yeah, they specifically told me to tell Mrs. Jessica Davis to contact them whenever she can. I put the card in my wallet and forgot about it until I saw it just now.
Okay. Thanks, dear. I'll call now.
Jessica!
What could you two possibly want now?
How dare you ignore me all this time? I'll never forgive you for not telling me which hospital you gave birth at. What in the world are you thinking? How long are you going to act like such a little child?
You're the one acting like a child, not me. Now that your only grandson screwed up his business and you're swimming in debt, you're starting to feel the pressure now, aren't you? You have to steal my baby and my money too while you're at it. Seems you've really got your hands full these days, huh, Grandma?
Jessica Walton, are you really going to continue the shenanigan right now?
The debt doesn't matter. Anyway, Grandpa will die soon. The inheritance money is all mine. We can clear the debt with that. If you ask nicely, maybe I'll still be willing to adopt your son and let him have some of this inheritance money. Don't you want what's best for his future? If you had half a brain, you'd let me raise this kid instead of you so he can have endless wealth. He will definitely thank us for this decision in the future.
You need to check yourself into a mental health facility if you think I'd ever give him up. He's part of our family, and that's final. I honestly can't believe I even have to be having this conversation with you. By the way, Sam's family know all about how you've been harassing us. We had to literally stand in front of the door to stop them from going over there and beating the life out of you. My father-in-law used to be a Golden Glove boxer, by the way. You wouldn't have stood a chance. Nothing to say? Are you scared? Oh, and here's a fun fact for you.
What on earth is this? Why would you get ownership of Grandpa's building?
Wow, you didn't know, did you, Grandma? Apparently, he was planning on giving me property for a while now. The lawyer told me all about it. I know that you'd rather not leave me with a single cent, but that's not what Grandpa wanted. He wanted to leave me with something of value.
What? What a load of bullcrap. I wanted that building. I was gonna use it as an office for my business. Hand me the number of that so-called lawyer. You pulled some sort of trick, didn't you? There's no way that Grandpa would have done that to me.
Oh, poor Grandpa. The wife that he loved dearly for his whole life berates, curses, and abuses his granddaughter, while his low-life grandson is a big failure who is up to his ears in debt from screwing up his business. And his only son is a helpless mama's boy. Imagine just how awful he must be feeling.
Shut your mouth this instant. Tell them right away that you will cancel the bestowal contract. And tell that so-called lawyer of yours that that building will be handed to Jonathan immediately.
Grandma, I told you. I'm not the same stupid, naive person from before who couldn't stand up for herself. And Grandpa will be alive for at least 10 more years. I'm not really interested in the inheritance, and I am not greedy for money. But I am very grateful that Grandpa was thinking of me and my future, unlike you lot. Oh, and by the way, after today, I never want to hear from any of you people ever again. I'm blocking all of you. I hated always being compared with my little brother since I was a child, living with my father who just let it happen, and my grandmother who constantly abused me with such harsh words saying that I bring bad luck. And yet, finally, I decided to cut my ties for good with my toxic family. I blocked all their phone numbers, and we even moved away to a far-off region. Afterwards, Grandpa lived for 3 more years, and now I intend to use the precious building he left me for my family and for others in need, rather than wasting it on a lost cause. Now that my new family has finally found some peace, we are going to be even happier in the future. Don't you think? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content. Hey, Carly! It's been a while, huh? There's actually something important that I need to talk to you about. Are you free to talk for a little while, or are you busy? Hi, Amanda. It really has been a while. I'm on break at work right now, so I have some time to talk. Do you want me to call you? No, that's okay. I prefer texting over talking on the phone. Talking on the phone is awkward for me. That's okay then. What did you want to talk about that's so important? I haven't heard from you in a really long time. I wanted to confirm something with you that I heard a little while ago. Did you and Jimmy end up having a baby? I mean, it's about time you did, right? You've been married for over 5 years now. Yes, we have been married for some time now, but we haven't had a baby yet. Trust me, we have had many conversations about having a baby in the time that we've been married. It's just that we don't have the time or energy to take care of one right now. We still haven't decided if we should have one yet. It's a lot of work. Jeez, you guys haven't changed at all. You guys are still as busy as ever. All you guys ever do is work and work. Can't you take a break from work and have a baby? Don't you guys have enough money saved up by now?
You should start thinking about this because pretty soon you will be too old to have kids.
There's just too much going on for us right now. Is that what you wanted to talk to me about, or is there something else?
Oh yeah! I wanted to tell you that I'm pregnant.
Huh? What? You're pregnant? Hold on a second, but you're not even married, right?
No, I'm not married. Does that really matter?
Are you with someone, or do you plan on having a baby while you're single?
I might have someone.
So you have a boyfriend or perhaps a fiancé?
I do have a boyfriend, but there's a slight problem. I have 5 boyfriends and have slept with all of them around the same time. I'm not really sure who this baby belongs to.
Was that autocorrect, or do you actually have 5 boyfriends?
I'm being serious. I'm kind of alone on this right now, and going through pregnancy alone is really tough. So I was planning on coming home.
So you plan on staying with your parents?
No, I actually had something else in mind.
What were you thinking then? Do you have a friend you can live with for a while? Did you ask them yet? What did they say?
Well, I actually did ask them, and they won't let me. I was actually hoping if I could stay with you. You live close to my parents' house, too. I thought it would be better to live at your place instead of burdening my parents with all of this. You would be able to help me better than they can anyway. I was hoping that if I contacted you again, you would help me out since you are my sister-in-law, you know?
You want to live with me? Jimmy and I both work all day, and we don't even have a house of our own yet. We don't have time or room for another person to be living with us.
See? That's why you can't have a baby.
That's beside the point. You're going to have a baby all on your own. What do you plan on doing? Do you have a job? What do you do for work?
I did have a job, but I recently quit.
You quit your job? You're joking, right? How do you plan on living with a baby then?
I have to quit. The morning sickness has been so intense, and I kept having to miss work anyway, and it's not like I made a lot of money either. So I just thought it would be best to quit and look for help.
You're already having that much morning sickness? By the way, how far into your pregnancy are you?
I'm about 7 months in.
What? 7 months already? And you didn't tell anyone about this until now?
Anyway, I plan on coming home because I need some help. You'll help me, right?
Wait, this is all too sudden.
My mom and dad were really happy to hear the news. I thought you would at least be happy and able to understand my situation if you were once in the same situation as me. But even after all of this time, you haven't had a baby yet. I thought you would be able to give me some tips and advice on pregnancy, but I guess I was wrong to assume.
As I said, we've talked about having a baby before, and we have our own reasons for not having one right now.
Jeez. And in the end, you failed to convince me of a real reason why you both are choosing to not have a baby. You could easily take a break from work. But I'm going to be due soon, so you can help me, right? I'm sure I can rely on you. You're my sister-in-law, after all. You don't really have a good reason to not help me. I plan on moving in with you at the beginning of next month on Friday. Plus, I'm sure Jimmy would want to help me out too.
Jimmy and I both work full-time. The last thing we want to do when we get home from a long day of work is to work even more and help you through pregnancy. Just moving in with us isn't as easy as you think it is. We have lives of our own.
What's with your response? So mean.
Well, actually, there's something else that you need to know about. We are actually living with your parents.
You guys are all living together? How come I never heard of this until now? I thought you guys just lived close to my parents, not with them.
Due to certain financial reasons, we are temporarily living with them.
So you guys are just clinging to my parents for extra money? Also, their house is pretty small too. How come I couldn't just keep living with my parents? Life would have been so much easier for me. Ugh. And I've been out here living alone this whole time.
It wasn't as easy as you think. There were a lot of negotiations, and we don't live with them completely for free. Although it is still cheaper for us this way. It's going to help us save up for our own place in the future. That's why we are both working so hard.
No! This is no good. What about me? I have to be out of my apartment by the end of this month.
That's why I was saying things are a bit more difficult than you think right now.
I have 1 week left until they kick me out. I have no choice but to move in with you guys. You are being so selfish. At least let me stay with you guys in the same room. You can share the space, right?
I can't do that right now.
You are being so mean. I'm telling my mom about this.
Carly, you heard the news about Amanda, right? The poor girl is pregnant and she wants to come home. Yes, I know. I was messaging her just a little while ago. She plans on raising her baby alone. She's not alone, and she won't be raising her baby alone. She has you, and you should be a good sister-in-law and help her raise her baby. But wouldn't there be too many people in the house if we let her come home? Yes, but we have to do this for her. She's pregnant, after all. It's not like you have a baby of your own yet, so you should have the time to help her. I've always wanted a grandchild, and with her having a baby, I'll finally get what I want. So, with that said, please look after her. Why should I have to be the one to look after her? This was her decision to get pregnant all on her own and have a baby. She will be fine to live with us. She's my daughter, after all. And I took you and James in. I just don't think this is a good idea. What about living expenses? She doesn't even have a job. Are we expected to pay for everything for her, too? And the house is so small. You guys are the ones who moved into her old room. That room will be good for her and her baby to stay in, too. You guys can make some room. It wasn't just her room. It was Jimmy's room, too. They shared a room growing up. Anyway, this room can only fit one full-size bed in it. There's barely any room to walk around in here. I think it would be better if she stayed in your room. You have the master bedroom. It is sort of strange for a brother and sister to share a room at this age, especially with her brother's wife. We need our privacy. Your room could easily fit another bed in it. I just think that would be more reasonable. You're also her parents and can help her more with the baby. You guys have experience and could help better than I can. You are living in my house, aren't you? I don't want her in my room. I may have experience, but you helping her will teach you how to have your own baby one day. Plus, you get up super early for work. During that time, you can help her. You also go to bed pretty late after getting home from work. You have plenty of time to help her. I, on the other hand, need to worry about taking care of myself. I'm getting old. You can also give her your bed. We have a small twin-sized blow-up air mattress in the garage. You and Jimmy can use that to sleep on next to the bed. When I wake up early for work, I'm focused on getting myself ready in the morning. I have to shower and make myself breakfast. I also get home late most of the time from work and I'm really tired. Sometimes I go straight to bed without eating dinner. Work takes up all the time that I have and I barely have time to take care of myself. How am I supposed to take care of a whole other person and their baby? Jimmy and I need privacy and we need our sleep. Having a crying baby all night isn't something we can handle right now. You can say that all you want, but your room is the only place you can stay. It just can't be helped. I think you'll be fine. Is there really no one else that she can stay with? Why does this all of a sudden have to be my responsibility? Because everyone else is busy and I'm not going to ask. She's already getting ready to move in with us. That's the plan. She has family, so be good to her, okay? You are the baby's aunt, too. Yes, but I was not expecting to take care of a baby so suddenly. You have so much more knowledge and experience with all of this. True, but you are young and have the energy to do this.
I also can't let the rest of the family know about her pregnancy right now.
Just because I'm young doesn't mean I have infinite energy. I get stressed and tired too. Plus, why does this need to be a secret? You guys wanted to be grandparents so desperately, and you were happy to hear about her pregnancy.
Why do you have to be so difficult to deal with? Just do as I say.
Because her having a baby shouldn't be my burden. I've been working so hard lately as it is. And you were the one who told her the lie that we lived separately. Because of that, she thought she could just move in with either one of us. Now we are stuck in this situation.
Listen, I wanted her to stay independent. That's why I said that. You know she has been a bit of a troublemaker. But she needs help now, so we have no choice.
You do realize how problematic this situation is, right? If we let her move in, it will be you, me, Jimmy, Mitch, and now Amanda and her newborn baby, all trying to all fit into a small 2-bedroom house. Please think about this for a second. It is going to be nothing but chaos every day.
Then why don't you quit your job and help out more? Who knows? Maybe you will finally realize that you want to have a baby too. I think this will be good for you.
Quit my job? If I wanted my own baby, I would have made that decision on my own.
You have no choice. You must help her.
What are you saying?
At least Amanda has her priorities straight. She is giving me what I've always wanted, while all you've cared about is work and money. She is the ideal child in my eyes. I can't wait until I get to see my grandbaby. So at least do something worthwhile and help her. And take some notes, too. You'll need it if you ever decide to have a baby. Anyway, I'm counting on you.
Hold on a second. I still need to talk to you about this financially. Do you expect me to pay for all the baby stuff, too? Hello? I can't believe I've been living with you guys for a month now. Time really does fly by fast. I still don't get how you don't have a baby of your own. It's weird to me.
What's with the criticism all of a sudden?
At the end of the day, it was me who was able to fulfill my parents' wishes to give them a grandchild. Why couldn't you have just quit your job and taken some time to have a baby of your own? And now I'm entrusting you with my baby, despite you having no experience at all. But overall, you should be thanking me for having a baby, because if you never end up having one, at least I bore the burden for you.
You think that I should be thanking you? Is it really a crime for me to choose working for a better future over having a baby right now?
Yes. Anyway, once this conversation is over, find a place for your stuff, okay? Take it elsewhere.
Wait, what did you just say? What do you mean?
I contacted an ex-boyfriend of mine since he works for a moving business. He let me borrow one of his moving trucks. I'm moving all of your and Jimmy's stuff into a rental storage shed nearby.
So our stuff isn't in the house anymore? Did you really go out of your way and do that work all by yourself? Did you ask your parents if doing that was okay?
You need to find somewhere else to put all of your stuff. It was all in the way. Mom and Dad allowed me to move your stuff. They agreed that it was all in the way. I was only thinking about the safety of my baby. Your stuff was cluttered everywhere. What if I tripped and fell and hurt the baby? My mom agreed with me that you are nothing but a nuisance right now. You are a parasite in the way of us having a baby. With your earnings, you can easily find an apartment elsewhere.
Understood. Good luck.
Bye-bye! So, are you and Jimmy living on the streets? Or are you able to actually find a place to stay? I'm living the best life right now. Mom and Dad are spoiling me since I'm about to have their grandbaby. They are giving me all of the money and support that I need right now. It sucks being out there living to support yourself on your own, doesn't it?
Oh, good. They are taking care of everything for you? Then I can focus on my own life now. I can also go ahead and sell the house.
What do you mean? What house is there to sell? If you're talking about my mom and dad's house, then that's impossible. They raised me in that house since I was a baby.
Why would it be impossible? Jimmy owns that house after all.
I don't get it.
You keep praising your parents for being so good. But you never really asked about anything, have you? I guess they never told you anything that happened while you were out of the picture doing your own thing for a while.
Wait, what do you mean by all of this? Don't be mysterious. Just say whatever it is you're trying to say.
It all started a year after we got married. Your parents asked us to live with them to help out for financial reasons.
So, you guys were living with my mom and dad because they asked you to help them?
Yes. Your dad was falling behind on his mortgage, and if we didn't help him, he was going to lose the house. It is the same situation with his car, too. Your parents were really far into debt, and the interest kept building up. They came to us for help to avoid homelessness.
Dad?
Back then, did your dad not tell you that part of the reason why he couldn't pay off the loans was because he got fired from his job?
What? He never said anything about this.
Well, that's what happened. In fact, he has been working a part-time job, but it doesn't pay him well enough at all. Eventually, your dad kept borrowing money to help support you, your mom, and your brother. As you can see, living off of loans isn't the right way to go. Your dad was at a loss for what to do. That's why he asked us to help. He had no one else to turn to. I guess he just didn't have the heart to tell you about this.
I can't believe he never said anything to me. He was fired and in debt? Then why did they agree with me on the fact that you two were the parasites living off of them? Is it really the other way around?
By the way, you shouldn't be calling anyone a parasite. I wouldn't call your parents that either. But at least now you know the whole story. Due to your parents struggling financially, Jimmy and I are working hard to help them. That's why we were living with them and why you didn't know about it. Oh, and there's something else about your dad that you should know.
What else could there possibly be?
He has a horrible gambling addiction. Your mom also goes on spontaneous shopping sprees when she knows she can't afford to do that. If we didn't move in with them when we did, your parents would have either been homeless or so far in debt that they could have gone to prison. That's why Jimmy and I took over the house.
So the reason why you two work so hard and can't start a family is because of my parents?
Yes. It was a huge financial burden. That's why when you suddenly came back pregnant so suddenly, Jimmy and I knew we couldn't help support all of that too. And now you and your parents are acting out after using us for money and security. Do you see how that looks? It has been so hard to keep up with their debt and spending habits. It really set us back on a lot of things.
This can't be.
But I'm glad you pushed us out of the situation and that you guys have it under control now. It was so hard living with your parents, but now that we are moving out, the burden is no longer ours.
Mom and Dad can't really be like this. Why?
And since that house is under Jimmy's name and we both worked hard to get your parents out of debt and pay for the house, we can do what we want with it. So we can finally start getting our own lives back now. To do so, we have to sell that house to get some of our money back.
But if you guys do that, then where the hell am I supposed to live? Where will I go?
That's not my problem.
But obviously, Mom and Dad can't help me.
Well, if no one else can help you, then why don't you try to help yourself for once? There are loans you can apply for. But that's something you have to do on your own. I can't help you with that. I have my own money to worry about now. I also think it's best if you stay away from your other relatives about this problem, too.
Huh? Why?
Because your dad borrowed a lot of money from them, too. He never paid them back, either. He gambled it all away.
Why would my dad do that? No wonder why he doesn't talk to anyone in the family anymore. They all probably can't stand him.
If only your dad wasn't so stubborn and just apologized to his family, then I'm sure he would be forgiven. But he hasn't done that and kept asking them for money over the years. And now I'm being treated poorly by your parents and being kicked out after everything we've done to help them. No wonder why your parents were on your side to kick us out. They needed a reason to get rid of us because they knew they could never pay us back. I'm sure your dad feels happy about it.
Are my mom and dad really that bad?
Pretty much. It seems like they just feed off of other people. Your dad has told me multiple times that our generation makes money easily and that we have the power and energy to earn as much as we want. He uses being old as an excuse for not having money of his own. In the time I've lived with him, he swears by this. Have you not heard him say this before?
I have heard him say that before, but I thought he was joking.
Your mom, on the other hand, has never worked a day in her life despite her spending habits. I've seen it myself. She claims to be busy, but she's watching TV 24/7. She tells me that she deserves it after all the years of raising children. Your parents really have used me a lot. They have no sense of right and wrong and take what they can get from others.
But this whole time, my mom and dad told me that everything was theirs. They made it seem like you two needed help, not them. Not only that, she complained about you doing nothing but working all of the time. She made it seem like you were such a nuisance in life. And she said you were such a messy person. She said that you couldn't cook or clean.
It seems like she likes to feel like she's in charge and the bigger person when talking to you. But now you know that none of what she says is true. Your mom is the one who's messy. I'm the one always cleaning up after her and doing her laundry. Both Jimmy and I take turns to help keep the house clean.
How can my mom be like that? Why is she acting like a child?
Luckily, you have great timing. We needed to get out of there. All I did was run around in circles trying to cook, clean, work, not to mention dealing with your parents' attitude. But now you can take over. This can be your gift to us. You can take my place there all you want. It was hell.
My mom doesn't cook either?
No, I always did. She can't even take care of herself.
Please tell me there's no more to this. I'm about to have a baby and I was relying on her and my dad.
I'm actually glad you came back home. Thanks to you, Jimmy and I can have our lives back. You were the realization I needed. You're going to have a baby and parents to take care of. Oh, don't forget to make your mom a cup of coffee first thing in the morning or she will be upset with you all day. And make sure you make your dad breakfast. You have to take care of them just as well as we did. So, please look into loans if you don't have time to work with the baby around.
So my parents and I are left with no money and they can't even take care of themselves. What am I supposed to do?
As I said before, that's not for me to think about. You need to just do your best and figure things out for the sake of your baby and parents.
But I can't! This is impossible! Help me!
We can't help you. You've already kicked us out anyway. All we can do is say thank you for doing that for us.
I need you both to please come back. I can convince my mom and dad to let you both have the master bedroom. I'll sleep in the living room and they can have my old room. We can make this work. Let's live happily together, okay? Please, come back!
Are you sure you want us to come back? Our stuff will be all in the way and we are nothing but parasites, remember? After all of the hard work you did to get us out, you want us to come back? Sorry, but after everything, that's not going to happen. We have already decided to sell the house.
But why would you do that? Just please come back. I'll do anything to help you guys after my pregnancy. I need your help more than anything in the world right now.
You should have thought of that sooner. Having a baby is your responsibility, not anyone else's. We shouldn't have to feel obligated to help you after how you've treated us. Especially after how you criticized me for choosing to be a responsible person and work rather than just having a baby of my own. This is the life you chose. You need to work hard and learn how to be strong and independent for your baby. Leave your parents if you have to. That's my advice.
But it is so hard to do that. It's impossible. I'm so pregnant and I'm going to give birth soon. How am I supposed to do anything? I also just learned about all of these family secrets that were kept from me all this time.
Do your best for the sake of your baby. It is not good to give up and do nothing. Your baby's happiness and well-being all depend on you. Anyway, that's all I can really say to you. Good luck.
But, wait! Please, don't just leave me like this. I need you! Please save me!
Just as promised, we ended up selling the house in order to fund our escape and get our own lives back on track. I think we deserved it after all of our hard work. Amanda and her parents were able to find a cheap one-bedroom apartment for themselves and the baby. After giving birth, Amanda's parents didn't last very long. They eventually ran away from the situation and left Amanda alone. Amanda had a change of heart and decided that she wants to live a good life and provide for her baby, unlike her own parents. Her parents took out another loan to buy another place to live. It seems like they are never going to learn from their mistakes. My husband's parents are truly awful. I never understood why we decided to help them in the first place. At least it seems like Amanda and her baby will be okay. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.